Hello and welcome to day 20 of my Soul Legacy Journal, my spiritual journal, intentional living for light workers. So this is day 20 of this YouTube podcast episode of me sharing my spiritual routines and rituals for light workers. So today is going to be a super quick episode. It's Spiritual Freedom Saturday in my world for intentional living. My name is Iona if you are new to me. So this is the Soul Legacy TV YouTube podcast. Consider subscribing or following along if you're watching or listening to this. If you haven't already, I talk about spirituality and business success without doing busy work, without being broke, and without being burnt out. And we actually take your soul path of least resistance to serve one to many and earn a passive and leveraged income and do it with ease, grace, and flow. So today, in my world, it is in intentional living, living in alignment with your values, living in alignment with the vision that you have for your life. It's spiritual freedom. So I know that many of you will bring lots of spiritual gifts or connect, whether that's God, universe, the law of attraction, law of vibration. I talk about all of it. And if you are new to me, I have a spiritual vision board challenge. It's a 7-day challenge, which I'll leave in the cards or down below so you can dive deeper into this. Every day I come live and I share what my spiritual routines are, what my rituals are, and it is my spiritual journal, my soul legacy journal. So I invite you to do your spiritual journal with me. Today is actually the 8th of January 2022, and it is actually my daughter's birthday. So she's 19 today. So if you are new to me, if you're watching in the SoulLegacyAcademy.com, my online teaching portal, I have 2 hours a month of intentional living coaching where we dive into each area of your life. On a Monday, I talk about contribution freedom, how you want to contribute out into the world. I've been that role model for my daughter. She actually interviewed me when she was 11, and I give that interview in the bonus gifts for my masterclass. If you haven't attended my masterclass, then I'll leave the link down below in the comments. It's called Spiritual Biz YouTubers Masterclass, a Bank 50K in 50 Days Challenge. And we make that challenge and that masterclass a more spiritual experience to give and receive and exchange the energy of money. So Mia actually interviewed me a long time ago now, and I look back and I think, oh my gosh. So I talk about how I contribute and how I've shown her how I contribute into the world at home. She's watched me, she's sat on my knee. It's been way over a decade for me on this journey. So it's beautiful to watch her now. We're about to go out for brunch and things. So it's just beautiful. On Tuesday, I talk about health for intentional living. When I think about your light work and your lifestyle, my light work and my lifestyle, having a healthy balance. And so that's why this live is going to be like 5 minutes, because we're going out. And so my health, I'm really big onto that. So if you haven't listened to any of my YouTube podcasts, this is in a playlist which will be around here somewhere for you to click into. We talk about emotional freedom, which is absolutely huge, because we know that our emotions will manifest, right? We're vibrating. I talk about the law of vibration, vibrating at the frequency and that you want to witness in the world. Every single day when I talk about intentional living, I talk about rating how high vibe you feel, how in flow you feel. So for me, my spiritual freedom is definitely an 11. So 1 to 11, we don't get a 0 because we're breathing. And so I explain that in my spiritual vision board challenge. On a Thursday, I talk about your environment, that whether that is spiritual, all of these areas I call the 7 freedoms, they're all interconnected, and we bring spirituality into our contribution, into our work. We bring spirituality into our health. We bring spirituality for our emotions, what we're manifesting and vibrating. We bring spirituality into our environment and just using your tools. And so we bring spirituality into our relationships, our soul tribe, our soul clients, our soul family, our soul partners. And we bring spirituality into spirituality and check in with we are souls having a human experience. And then finally, on a Sunday, I talk about financial freedom Sunday. And part of this financial freedom and me using my Soul Legacy journal, it's called the Soul Legacy Journal. This is actually a notebook, and it says 365 days of your spiritual awakening. And I say it's a co-created soul path to spiritual alchemy for light workers. And part of the alchemy is learning how to change your money story so that you can actually have financial freedom. I talk about that a lot, and I'll talk about that more tomorrow. So in this Soul Legacy Journal, I give you $1,000, pounds or euros every single day for you to spend on experiences. And often as light workers, we don't then have the money to spend, because we don't then want to market, get out there in the world, build our spiritual business in a way that is online and in a way that is leveraged. And that's what I talk about in the masterclass, how you can do that. So this vibrational, this Soul Legacy Journal gives you a vibrational money voucher, £1,000, dollars or euros every single day for you to spend on your experiences daily. If you spend there's rules for it. So you spend 10% tithing. So we bring that spirituality. You tithe, you give, you don't hoard, you don't need to. You don't spend it on bills because your bills are taken care of. I want you to feel that feeling. You don't save it because your savings are taken care of as well. I want you to spend the money, actually spend it physically, go out there and spend the money, especially if you don't have that yet. And so you can carry over the money as much until the Sunday, which is Financial Freedom Sunday. By the Sunday, all of the money needs to be spent. So I usually spend my money on a Sunday. So that's what I'll do tomorrow, and I'll share what I actually spend it on, and I'll go into a deeper live. What I want to do is, before I hop off this live, is share a quote with you. I said to my daughter, Mia, usually I'll pull a card from the Keepers of the Light. I haven't got one for today, but I will share one for tomorrow. I'd actually pull the one that is my son, actually. That's what I would pull today for my daughter, so I can actually share that really quickly, and then I'll leave you with a quote and find where it is. I don't have it in my hand, but I'll show you it in the book. It's the one that I want to actually share with you. So this card looks like my son, which is a big brother, so I'm going to share this instead. And it's spiritual as well. So it's the Divine Director, Intervention and Purpose. And I had a interview series, and that's when Mia actually interviewed me. It was called the #1 Divine Intervention Virtual Event. So this is really fitting. Divine intervention is occurring. Know that you are being guided. Happiness is your purpose. And so if you don't know, my son made his transition 7 years ago in April of this year. So that's huge for us, for her to get to 19. He was 19, and it was 12 days before his 20th birthday that he passed. So this is huge. So I want to share this with you. The Divine Director is the facet of the heart of the Creator. According to New Thought teaching, his energy is merged directly with God's divine plan, so that we can access it and understand on a deeper level what will support our true function, which is to be happy. The Divine Director works directly with angels, and I'm going to cry, and I'll try not to, and in particular guardian angels, so that they can fulfill their role of supporting the earth and all her people. Right now, your angels are reminding you that your divine purpose on earth is to remember love and do what makes you happy. Extended message: divine intervention is taking place at this time. What is occurring in your life is providing a real learning curve for your soul. You are becoming aware of a sense of purpose in your life. It gives you a sense of joy. It's something that brings you pleasure rather than something you have to work for. Know that your career can complement your purpose, but not define it. But the path you are on at this time is right. The universe is encouraging you to move forwards. So I believe that this message is for me, and it's also for you. So I'm going to leave you with this quote and give you a book to read if you haven't already. I've listened to a chapter of it today. So this quote is, in a world where information is abundant and easy to, oh gosh, to access, the real value is knowing where to focus. And that is by James Clear. In a world where information is abundant and easy to access, especially on YouTube, right? The real advantage is knowing where to focus. And we focus every single day on one area of your life for intentional living. The book that I listened to today was called Untethered Soul. And it was knowing what the voice is inside your head, the voice in your head that you can connect to and you'll listen to, whether it tells you great things or not so great things. Notice, journal in your spiritual journal what thoughts are coming up in your head today about spirituality and business success without doing busy work, without being broke, and without being burnt out, and taking that soul path of least resistance to earning a passive and leveraged income, serving one to many, and doing it with ease, grace, and flow. This is your soul sister, Iona. Big love, and I shall see you on the next episode. Take care.